Tonight will be quick and short. We have an agenda that we sent out, and I realized that I put down there was no minutes for approval. So that's for the next meeting. I'm used to, just doing the same thing. So we're not going to review that previous meeting's minutes because it's already on the website. And we will all be reviewing that on our full meeting on October 9th. Is that okay? Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start. Tonight's meeting's purpose is for one simple thing. We approved the regulations last month in September on the 26th, or I'm sorry, previously on September 26th, and we found that ODHH didn't complete two things, the memo and the funding disclosure. I guess there was some confusion on their end from the state. So we've already delayed and delayed and delayed printing the regulations in Maryland, Maryland Register. And so ODHH has been a lot of challenges. And so we have went back and forth and realized it's not fair to the interpreting community to include these people on the board who are interpreters ourselves, or including the people on the board who are interpreters ourselves. And so if, we have finished our part, but all the things are not in place, so we decided to meet tonight to make one simple change to the regulations. And we'll open the discussion after we make the proposal on that. So again, I want to emphasize the regs have already been approved and they can't be enacted until we print them in the Maryland register for a month. And that's where the community can finally give their input and their comments and their feedback, agreements, disagreements, and all of that. So that part is a very important step. And from what I understand from the website portal, it will be ready October 1st. But all of the reason behind tonight's meeting is to adjust the timeline for the regulations to give the interpreters more time and to give us more time to collect the input. Okay. And so I'm going to let the board take over, most of this meeting. And does anyone want to propose an open discussion and make your proposal, Leslie? I was going to read the proposal. I propose that the general language required, general full license, general temporary license, and professional license and educational specialist license to start January 1st, 2025, with the understanding that the board already approved the 6-month grace period to start July 1st, 2025. With that understanding, we propose that, all of these special license will be effective. Hold on one second. 2026. Uh, who, who seconds? Okay. Richie seconds. And Paige. Leslie is, if you're willing to type the wording of that motion, just, I don't know how you want to do this in an email. It's already been sent an email, but people are not aware of that. So yeah, that's fine. I just want to make sure the interpreter is speaking it correctly. Yeah, that's fine. We can go ahead and fix that later. So I confused myself here. So we have a second. Let's go ahead and discuss. Richie's saying, okay, Lisa or Leslie. I want to share with the community that ODHH has hosted several different, I don't want to call town hall, but open sessions with CBC, East Shore. We went to the CCBC meeting and Sue and Paige went. And we took, the opportunity to have great conversations. There were a lot of interpreters there. We listened to their concerns and we heard good questions that were brought up. And several of the questions were like, what if? And we couldn't answer that. We were trying to think back to, what we were going to do. And again, because we have been waiting for the regulations to be put out, but we got the feedback that they want to, give it to the community for full, feedback from them and not feel rushed. And so they were concerned about the expectations. And we wanted to offer, not offer, but we want to make sure that the community is aware and actively involved. So, we postponed these specialists and not including education, but medical, legal, deaf, blind, mental health, those specialized areas we're going to delay until January 1st to 2026. And the reason why is because we want to have some discussions around the state and, small forums and different things and have a dialogue with the community members. That's our, reason behind that recommendation. So again, we want you guys feedback and you to be involved, not only the board representation of you through the community. So that's why we postponed those dates. I just want to clarify on your comments. So just to make sure we have the dates right. So the proposal recommends that we stay with the grace period till July 1st of 2025. That's the same. However, the specialist applications, those have been postponed until January 1st, 2026, except for everyone's favorite topic, educational interpreting. So people can apply for general provision license after that until July 1st, and it has to be turned in before July 1st, 2025. Then medical, legal, and all of that will be later on. But I just wanted to make sure this was very clear, and if we post the minutes, so Richard had his hand raised. I just wanted to say something, but Leslie, you can go ahead and respond. Okay, so I know that the community, since April's town hall, registrations have changed based on the feedback and more research. And it was still questions, if it is included in the registration or fully included. We're trying to see all of this, but it's very important to let you know that educational provisional license means you can still work in education, but you have to pass the EIPA knowledge test and understand to take the educational knowledge test, you have to have this. And I want people to understand that, it's not only limited, but you need to see that with educational provisional and educational licensure, it's a different process, and that you have to show proof that you're working to become EIP certified. Okay, Richie, that's exactly why I called an emergency meeting because of this reason. We want to get the approval and the changes done and the community's, comments and their feedback. That way we can make those changes based on what we receive from the community. Jacob LaFleur couldn't be here but he's fully aware, and I just wanted to let you guys know that. Go ahead, Richie. I would like to go ahead and call a vote since, or did you want to have more discussion? Okay, do you want to just go ahead and close the discussion? Okay, we can go ahead and close that. Now, who's in favor of Leslie's very complicated wording proposal? I'll have to read that email as well, but I'm going to sign it and then, that way it can be put into the language. Can you repeat it, please? Yes. I can recommend to keep the general license requirement. To keep the general license requirement, general full license, general provisional license, and educational provisional license, as well as the educational specialist to set January 1st, 2025, starting to the day according to the regs that's in the law, with the board of approved for a 6-month grace period. The board will allow interpreters in the state until July. Oh, I'm sorry. No, let me go back. Forget that part. A 6-month grace period that has been voted by the board, and all other specialists will go into effect January 1st, 2026. What she said. Yeah. So really, in a nutshell, it's the same grace period, January 1st to July 1st of 2025. That's the same for the general provision the and the educational. So that's the same. While the specialist, that's what has been postponed to January 1st, 2026. So all in favor of that motion? Aye, aye, aye. Paige, Sue, did you want to say something? How's the process? We already discussed everything. Yeah, we're already in, we already closed the discussion and we're voting. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. Okay, so who's in favor of Leslie's proposal or motion? Aye, aye, aye. Any disagree? Okay, proposal is passed. And we'll post the minutes to the website by tomorrow. Leslie, I just wanted to let the community know what to expect next. Once we voted, now ODHH, they handle their thing. So that means ODHH has to fill out the form. That's on them. And we will go ahead with AGG and let the AGG take care of that part. Okay. We'll have the minutes up by tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm going to send them over to ODHH and they have to send them to the state to post to the website. So it may take a week. So um, I'll be communicating with the Attorney General's office, and the only change, we're just changing the timeline. Then ODHH can, if they've already proceeded or, do their part. Like I mentioned, there's 2 documents, the financial disclosure and the memo that needs to be turned in. And after that process, then we'll have to go through specific, tiers, and then we can print it to the Maryland Register. Once that is published, then we will definitely let the community know. One more thing before we move along is that the board, all of our emails are changing. So for general comments or questions or anything, you can contact SBSLI MD@gmail.com. Unfortunately, a lot of our old emails are lost. And so, if you haven't heard anything from us, that's probably why. And the next board meeting will be October 9th, 6 to 8, I believe it is. And so that's already on the website posted at ODHH's website. Anything else? I move to close. Leslie says. Second. Second. Okay. I'll vote into support of closing the meeting. Okay, we're closing at, let me get my glasses. Hold on. 5:45.